October 4th, 1964, the world met the youngest man to ever win the Nobel Peace Prize that night. A 35-year-old minister who turned his ministry into a movement for civil rights. Some called him a troublemaker, most a dreamer, but many knew him as a king. He sparked a revolution of love among the masses, and we shall overcome was the anthem they would sing. And yes, it was more significant and exciting than Tom Brady or LeBron winning another championship ring. So while we are at the house of the Lord, rightfully worshiping our Heavenly Father who reigns supreme, I must ask you today in 2021, how many of you will stand tall for Martin's dream? You see, since the 60s, we've been asleep. We've been suffering from a multi-year hibernation, excusing our inaction through procrastination, waiting on our 40 acres and a mule from the government as our compensation. Never realizing that God has given us the power to ensure our own elevation. Jesus Christ, the true source of my salvation, was a political and social revolutionary who changed nation after nation after nation after nation after nation. And although we think we've made it far, we know less in this country about the Constitution than we know about our favorite TV star. And some people want to make America great again. But see, the greatness of America has always been limited by the greatness of its greatest sin, racism and xenophobia, and the oppression of millions of people, paradoxically in a nation in which Thomas Jefferson wrote that all men are created equal. And though Malcolm and Martin and Rosa gave us part one, we are now living in a sequel. A sequel in which we strive towards the unfulfilled promise that all men are free. A sequel in which an athlete can lose his job for the peaceful protest of taking a knee. A sequel in which the poor are demonized by a society that worships the elite. A sequel in which our leaders stoke the fires of racial hatred with the power of a single tweet. What would Dr. King say to the divided states of America today? Love God, love your fellow man, and in the end you will display the true promise of this great land to a world in disarray. But see, social progress doesn't come from one protest. It must be one every single day. So we fight for freedom, and we fight for justice, and we're never gonna stop. Because we remember the preacher whose faith in God took him to the mountaintop. We've got some difficult days ahead, but it really don't matter with me now, 'cause I've been to the mountain. I don't mind. Like anyone, I'd like to live a long life. Longevity has its place, but see, I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go up, and I've looked over, and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land. And so I'm happy tonight. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. His dream, it lives on in each one of us. You. I surely hope you don't believe our work is through. It's time for this generation to rise up and do what it came to do. This is serious. I say our lives are at stake. This is no joke. Today we have new movements like Black Lives Matter and hashtag Stay Woke. In an age where Instagram and Twitter connect us through social media as some of our greatest tools, the words of Dr. King ring true now today as they did in the past. We must learn to live together as brothers, or we will perish together as foes. although we came on different boats, we now find ourselves all on the same team. So I must ask you today, in 2021, when it's time to stand up, when it's time to walk and fight, when it's time to stop talking and live for justice, how many of you will stand up and join the battle for what is right after